All right, hello boys and girls. We're here for math lesson 5.1. So let's get warmed up with a problem of the day. So you're going to need your whiteboard. If you don't have your whiteboard, go grab it, your marker, all that fun stuff. And we're going to work through a problem. So pause your video and go do that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you write pairs of addends that have a sum of 12. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to write my 12 up here so we don't forget that's the number we're working with. Okay, and we're going to write pairs of addends that have a sum of 12. So for example, 6 plus 6 equals 12. So that's a pair of addends. I want you to write as many pairs of addends as you can that equal 12. So you have, let's see, you have 1 minute. You have 1 minute to write as many as you can. I'll time you. I'll tell you when to stop. Ready? Go. Five seconds. All right, time's up. Time's up. So let's see. I'm gonna see if we can come up with all of the addends. So I'm gonna start by I'm gonna erase 6 plus 6 because that's just gonna get in my way. So I'm gonna try to write all of them. So I'm gonna do it methodically. So I'm gonna start with 0 plus 12 equals 12. 1 plus 11 equals 12. 2 plus 10. Notice what I'm doing? You noticing a pattern? Oops. And then we'll switch those addends around now, right? So 6, 7, 5. Whoops. That doesn't equal 12. 8 and 4. 9 and 3. 10 and 2. 11 and 1. And then 12 plus 0. So that's all the possible ones you could have written. You might not have all of them in 1 minute, but that's all the possible ones you could have written. All right, so we got ourselves warmed up. Let's talk about our essential question. Oops. There's the page I'm looking for. Essential question. So here's what we should be able to do when you walk away from your math lesson today, okay? So by the end of all the math stuff that we've got today, this is what you should be able to do. How does breaking apart a number make subtracting easier? Oh, we did this with addition, right? We broke apart numbers to make addition easier. So now we're breaking apart numbers to make subtracting easier. So we'll get to this page. So we're on page 317 in your reading or in your math book. There's that essential question again. And so listen and draw. It says write 2 addends for each sum. So you want to write 2 pairs of numbers that equal each of these numbers. And if you can help it, try not to use 0. If you can help it, try not to use zeros in your addends. Challenge yourself. It's good to challenge yourself. So pause your video, try to come up with some addends, and while you're doing that, I'll try to come up with some as well. Yours might not match mine, but long as they equal the number, you're good. A good strategy for this might be to bust out your chips, your red and yellow chips, or what are they called? Counters. They're in your bag, in your math bag. Take out your counters. Use your counters. So take out 7 counters. break them up into however you want. So for example, you might say, okay, so I've got my counters, right? I've got 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to flip over some of them, right? I'm going to flip over, how about I flip over 3 of my counters, and 3 of my counters are going to be red counters, and the other counters are going to be yellow. So I've got 3 red and 4 yellow. That's a great way to do it. So try doing it with your counters if you're having trouble. Okay, that's a good strategy to use. So go ahead and pause your video and work through these 5 problems. All right, so while you were working through yours, I finished mine up. And so for 9, I did 7 and 2. You could do different ones, right? You could do like 3 and 6. It's up to you. You could do 1 and 8. Remember, I told you try to do everything but 0. For 5, I went with 3 and 2. For 6, I did a doubles fact. I did 3 plus 3. For 4, I chose not to do a doubles fact, so I did 1 plus 3 equals 4. And then for 8, I did 6 plus 2 equals 8. And so down here for your Math Talk question, it says, describe how you choose add-ins for each sum. Well, I kind of already described that with my counters, right? You have to make sure that the 2 add-ins, right? For example, 6 and 2, you have to make sure that the 2 add-ins equal the digit that you're going for, right? They have to equal that sum. All right, let's go to the next page. So we're at the model and draw. Remember, the model and draw that's the learning part of the lesson. This is the part you really got to pay attention to, because this answers that question that we started with: how does breaking apart a number make subtracting easier to add? So we're going to find that out right now. Okay, so I'm going to make this bigger, and it says break apart ones, subtract in 2 steps. So I'm supposed to be taking the number 63, I'm supposed to take 7 away. That sounds kind of tricky, but what I can do is, just like with addition, I can look at this number right here in the ones place. And I know that if I break 7 apart and I take apart the 3 first out of the 7, right, this will I can go from 63 back to 60, right, because I'm taking away 3, which is what I'm going to show on the number line right here. So I've taken away 3 so I can make 63 into 60, because 60 is an easier number to subtract with, right, because it's a 10. Okay, and so then once I'm at 60, I still have to take away the rest of the numbers in 7, right? So 3 plus 4 equals 7, which is why I have to take away 4 now. So I've already taken away 3, now I've got to take away 4. So 60 take away 4, so I'm taking 4 hops back to 56. And so 60 take away 4 gives me 56. So what that tells me is 63 minus 7 equals 56. Okay, so that makes it easier to add. Instead of starting at 63 and trying to count back 7, in my head I can just count back smaller numbers that equal 7. So let's go down to the share and show. It says break apart ones to subtract, write the difference. So for all of these, I want you to do this right now. For all of these, you will be breaking the numbers apart. So you're going to make these break apart symbols under each number that you're subtracting. So you need to do that first and foremost, okay? So pause your video and do that. Now that you've done that, let's figure out what number we're going to subtract for each of these. So there's a 5 in the ones place, so I'm going to have 5 as one of my numbers. There's a 2 here, so 2. There's a 1 here, so 1. 3. That's a 4. And that's going to be 2. Okay? So now you have your first number written for all of them already. That's super easy. Okay, so now we can work through these. Okay? So 5 plus something equals 8. 5 plus 3. So that tells me the second number I'm going to be subtracting. Okay, so 55, take away 5. Already I know I'm at 50. So I can use my number line now. So I can point, right, 50, and I still have to take away 3 because I already took away 5. So 50 take away 3. So 1, 2, 3. 47. Let's do one more together, and then you can do the rest on your own. Okay, so 42, I'm going to take away 2 to make 40. Okay, so I'm at 40. I have to take 3 hops back. Let me go ahead and write my 3 in there. So 40, taking 3 hops back. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 37. All right, so you're going to do that for all of these problems, okay? So like for this one, 41 minus 9. We already did the 1, right? So we take away the 1, that makes 40. And then what do I have to take away next? That's what I got to figure out. 1 plus a number equals 9. Well, 1 plus 8, right? So that tells me the second number to take away once I take away the 1. So you try 3, 4, 5, 6 on your own, and then we can check them together. All right, hopefully you're ready. So here we go. We're going to go a little bit faster now, okay? So 41 minus 1 is 40, and then we have to take away 8. So 40, take away 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we get 32. For this one, 53, we got to take away 3 first. And then I know 3 plus 3 equals 6, so we got to take away 3 again. So 53 minus 3 is 50. Now we got to take away the other 3, so 1, 2, 3, 47. Then this one, let's see, 4 plus a number equals 7, 4 plus 3. Okay, we got to take away the first 4, that'll give us 40, and then we got to take away 3. So 40, 1, 2, 3, 37. Okay, the last one, 2 plus 6 equals 8. So 52 minus 2 is 50, and then take away 6 more. So 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 44. All right, let's go to the next page. Try a couple more of these guys. All right, so I want you to work through all of these, 7 through 14. And we'll come back and check them, but let's go ahead and break them up together. So 5, and then 5 plus 2 equals 7, and then 8, so we got to put, let's see, 6, and then 6 plus 2 equals 8, and then this one, let's see, 2, and then 2 plus 3 equals 5, and then this one we're going to put a 3, and then 3 plus 4 equals 7. And then you guys can handle then doing these ones by yourself, and I'll help you with the first number again. So 2, 6, 5, and that one's going to be 1. Okay? All right, pause your video, work through those. All right, it's check paper time. Here we go. So I'm going to switch colors just in case I need to write anything. All right, so for this first one, I came up with 5, 2, and then we got 68. And then we got 6, 2 here. 78 was the answer. We got 2 plus 3 equals 5 here, and then 77 was the answer. 3 and 4 here, and then 76 was the answer. 2 and 5 equals 7, so 65 is the answer. 6 plus 3 equals 9, so 67 is the answer. 5 plus 3 equals 8, 77 is the answer. And then 1 plus 5 equals 6, 65 is the answer. Okay, let's go to the next page. And let's look at the Think Smarter problem. Matthew had 73 blocks. He gave 8 blocks to his sister. How many blocks does Matthew have now? Draw or write to show how to solve the problem. Okay, so they said Matthew has 73 blocks, and he gave his sister 8. So he's taking them away. So we're going to subtract 8, and it's going to equal something, right? So if I want to subtract 8, how about we break 8 apart? That's the strategy we've been using. And the first number I'm going to put down here is the same number that's here in the ones place, which is 3. And so for my second number, I've got to do whatever 3 plus equals 8. So 3 plus 5, yep, equals 8. Okay, so this is going to actually, looking at it, this is going to be easy. Okay, so 73 minus 3 is going to be 70. And then once you're at 70, right, you're counting backwards by 5, just like you count up by 5, right? 60, 65, 70, 75. So we're at 70, right? If we go backwards 5, it's going to be 65. So that means Matthew has 65 blocks now. I didn't even need a a number line to figure that one out, but there is one on the page, the last page if you needed it. All right, let's wrap this up. So here's the pages you need to work through at home. This page, and I'm going to, again, because I know this can be tough, right? But it shouldn't be, because you should know your addition facts. You're going to want to break these up, right? That's why it says in the directions, it says, break apart ones to subtract. So you have to break these apart. That's part of the assignment. Okay, so I'm breaking them apart. I'm helping you by giving you the first number for each one that we're breaking apart. So let's see, 3, 2, and this one's going to be a 1. So you have to find the second number and then solve them. So you're going to do all these. Okay? And if I went too fast, you could pause it or rewind it. And then you have to do the back page. And so you have to break this one apart. Okay? All right. That's it. Good luck.